Marks left by the chainsaw, no doubt. A cross painted by hand in blood. Was it the prisoner's own hand and their own blood?
A ver si conseguimos reunir ya todas las piezas y nos enteramos.
Sickening smell, revolting stains. This was a toilet for whoever was locked up here.
Bien.
The diameter of these shackles is pretty conclusive. Wrists or ankles. There's still some water and the food hasn't dried out completely. This cage was occupied recently.
Bueno.
I think it says Abdelkader, the owner of the biggest prostitution ring in Santa Esperanza. Three Ks. Holy Christ.
Joder, chaval. Qué ascazo, coño.
Jesus.
Putos manos cortadas, me cago en la pura. Tenemos un montón de pistas ya. Vamos a ver si conseguimos meterlas en su sitio cada una.
Recent traces of food and drink. Shackles the right size for wrists and ankles. A bucket that contained excrement. No doubt about it. There were people in these cages. The size of the shackles, the troughs for food and drink, and the buckets for waste prove it. Can I prove that the people held here were sold? A scoreboard, like a knockout tournament. According to Ivankov's register, not all his merchandise is accepted by the customer. Cages that likely house dogs. The cages are labeled with letters, or names. The labels on the cages could refer to the customers who buy human merchandise from Ivankov. I base this assumption on the register, in which some of the pieces are marked as acceptable and paid for, and others are not. What does he do with the ones that are rejected? A scoreboard, like a knockout tournament. Chewed and stained with blood and body tissue. Cages that likely house dogs. With all the pieces that are rejected by his customers, Ivankov organizes fights, probably to the death, between prisoners and between prisoners and dogs. Maybe even between prisoners and his own men. What is the fate of those that lose? A metal table on which bodies were mutilated recently. Human bodies, dismembered and piled up like trees. It seems clear that those that lose in combat are hacked to pieces. Some of them while they're still alive. I'd say they're then thrown into the water, but there's no proof.
Pues ahí está todo el tema.
We're done here. Let's go.
Already? I thought I'd have time to finish Act 4.
Are you doubting my efficiency as a detective?
That would depend on the quality of your conclusions.
Ivankov is a human trafficker. He has various customers who make specific requests. Slavers, pimps, God knows what else.
Bien.
He kidnaps them and puts them in these cages, shackling them and feeding them like animals until he's ready to complete the order. When he has enough, Or maybe when the designated day comes around, his customer comes here and decides which of his catches are satisfactory and which are not.
Siempre hay
What does
hijos
it
de
do with the
puta en todos
rejects?
lados.
For many people, this would be a problem, but not for Ivankov. Like a true boxing fan, he organizes fights between the failed candidates. Bloody tournaments, possibly to the death.
Ya ves. Nada, ahí al coliseo, básicamente.
I'm sure his men place bets, and that the whole sick spectacle, like the Roman circus, helps keep morale high. But, as in the circus, it's not just people that fight. There are animals too. In these cages, Ivankov kept dogs. He forces the survivors to fight them, wearing boxing gloves, until the dogs tear them apart. And if anyone survives, Ivankov's own men finish the job. This leads us to the next problem. What does Ivankov do with the bodies? Easy. He cuts them up on this table, one by one, alive even, if they had the bad luck not to die in the arena. And then, I don't know, maybe he throws them overboard, but that's always risky. Maybe if we interrogate him when he wakes up, he can tell us more. But that's not what really interests us. What really interests us is what's inside, or what was inside this container.
Eso es.
In recent weeks, Ivankov has kidnapped 9 children for an anonymous client who pays him a fortune for each one of them. The most expensive item of all has been given the initials SC, our Sophia, as proved by one of her shoes, which I found in there. Today, or possibly last night, the customer took delivery of the children and paid in full. Before this, Ivankov bought them new clothes and gave them a shower. Why would he do that? Is it to sell them into adoption in wealthy families? I very much doubt it, but I can't figure out another reason. What I do think is that his client doesn't want to leave loose ends. I think he forced him to get rid of the rest of his prisoners.
Bien.
This is why they organized fights yesterday, dismembered the combatants, and even killed all the dogs.
Are you joking?
No.
Oh, man. Let's take this piece of shit to Capone.
What?
They're old friends. I'm sure Alphonse will be happy to...
Out of the question. You saw what he did to Burke. You want him to do it again? Want us to lose another witness? Christ, 20 years ago I let a child murderer slip through my fingers. I won't let that happen again. What if the two cases are related?
Not gonna persuade you, am I?
No.
Okay.
Estaba claro, porque es que nos ofuscamos y es que una hostia bien nada soluciona bastante, gente. Al final se lo vas a contar sí o sí, quieras o no, pues haber dicho que sí. Y tú hubieras ahorrado un puñetazo en toda la jeta.
Wake up, Elliot.
We there?
No, still a ways to go. But from here we have to go on foot.
Vamos, Dockers.
We've been in the car for 2 hours. You going to tell me why we're here?
Because we need to get there.
Come on, Jim.
Be patient. I told you it's a surprise. I want you to find out for yourself. Or don't you like surprises?
No, I don't. I'm trying to make Santa Esperanza safe and secure. A surprise implies a lack of security.
I got all the security I need in this gun.
If you say so.
Do as I say and you'll see. Take it from Jim Dockers.
Because you're my friend, right?
Don't let your guard down. Have you heard of the Voduna cult?
You mean voodoo? Dolls and needles?
Yes and no. It's different varieties of the same thing. The Vodun religion from East Africa. In Cuba, they call it Vodou. In Haiti, it's voodoo. Santa Esperanza had its own version. A little community that lived in these woods, no more than 200 people, I reckon.
Had.
Right. They say practically all of them died. A sort of civil war sparked up by betrayal. Betrayal between friends.
Really? What kind of betrayal?
The Vodunas place particular importance on a person's name. They chose a name for themselves when they reached adulthood, and they only revealed it to their partners and their descendants.
Is that so?
It is. Legend says that while he was out hunting with his right-hand man, the chief of the Vodunas was attacked by...
Not such a dumb idea. I wish no one knew my name.
Well, for the Vodunas, it wasn't that simple. Ah, shit. Help me with this, Elliot. One, two, three. They had different names for day-to-day use. Nicknames similar to Indian names. Come on. Anyway, while he was out hunting, the chief of the tribe was attacked by a bear.
A bear? There were never any bears in Santa Esperanza.
Why are you talking in the past tense? I wasn't joking when I told you not to let your guard down.
Shit.
The chief's wounds look fatal, so he confided in his best friend, the best hunter in the tribe, and whispered his true name to him. The hunter left him in the woods, went back to the village, and told the news to the chieftain's wife and children.
Oh, that's tough. However badly wounded he was his partner. You can't leave your partner in the woods, whatever state he's in.
Let's hope neither of us has to make that kind of decision today.
Sullivan River flows into the Donovan Dam, I think.
I didn't think geography was your department.
Sometimes I like to dabble in things that aren't officially my department.
So I see.
Madre. Venga, avanzamos.
According to Vaduna law, from the moment the hunter whispered the dead husband's name to the chief's wife, he would take his place.
In what sense?
In the eyes of the tribe, he became him. He had to take on his role, fulfill his duties.
Bueno,
Raise his children, and sleep with his wife. Damn. Should be right here.
What?
The sign tells us which way we have to go. Must be hidden in the undergrowth.
You look for it. I'll stand guard.
No, I'll stand guard.
Huh. This burned out a long time ago. Weeks, I guess. What kind of hunter abandons his trap when he leaves the woods?
ni idea.
Here's the sign. Looks like it was knocked over by a poacher's prey.
Well spotted. Let's go on.
You taking me to a church?
It's never a bad time to confess your sins.
Venga, cárgate un puente. Bueno, gente, lo vamos a ir dejando aquí y nada, ahora punto de control y bueno, vemos que nos están siguiendo.
What was that?
No idea.
Ah!
You were blocking my target. Sorry.
Cago en la puta.
What's wrong with you, Dockers? What's the problem?
Old age. I can't compete with a young marksman like you.
You're not going after it?
Let's not push our luck. I don't want our story to end up like the Vaduna chieftain and the hunter.
Okay, let's go.
Bueno. Le ha pegado un tiro al final. ¿La habrá dado o no la habrá dado? Mira. Mira. Mira la peña. Ah. ¿Que son putos zombies o qué?
They built the chapel after the massacre of the Vaduna people.
You still haven't told me how that happened.
The hunter became the chief and moved in with his family. It wasn't the first time that kind of thing had happened.
Bueno. Pues nada, gente, lo dicho, lo vamos a dejar aquí y bueno, espero que os haya gustado, darle a like y favorito si os gustó, si no, darle al dislike, dejadme vuestros comentarios y nada, nos vemos en el siguiente capítulo. Chao, chao, un abrazo.